Maybe two things. So first is about being able to sustain the program. I think the current leaders in KIS right now are doing a really good job of this. And that is making sure that everybody in the program is aware of what is going on. Not just the officers and the president or the leader, but all the members. So that when you do leave, the officers can take over as if nothing really happened. It's a good transition. And I do feel like leaders sometimes hold their positions for a bit too long, up until right at the end of their senior year, and then they just suddenly leave, leaving the rest of the members to work with what they have. And I feel like giving the underclassmen or the officers a good year or two even, right, would be ideal to actually make sure the program is sustainable outside, because what's the point of a program if it's just going to continue for 4 years at the maximum and then just disappear off? And the second thing is about, I think, the amount of in service, there is people, you do have a required amount of work and time that you are expected to put. Like, let's say Suji Boys Town, you have an hour every week that you go in and you teach the kids and you come out. But just being able to really exceed your own expectations is, I know it sounds like I'm pushing as if I'm some overly passionate guy, but I do feel like merely going for an hour and then leaving right after that, as if you were just assigned a job and you're just mindlessly following that, is not even close to as valuable as going in there and staying for a couple more minutes just to talk to the nuns who work at the orphanage or the kids there about what their life is like. Right, just that having that ambition to go above and beyond the required or expected amount of effort and time you are to put in is especially important for leaders.
For future programs at KIS, in order to avoid the same problem that we used to have with clubs, I think you really have to be creative in the new programs that are to come. It gets too repetitive, I think, and in order to kind of, like, not only for the clients but for the students, in order to kind of encourage a more diverse range of students, I think it's important that we put forth an equally diverse range of service opportunities. So far, I feel like it's been really limited. Like, the clients may change, but the themes are still the same. Teaching English to people who can't speak English, or, you know, raising money, donating food to people who don't have enough of those things. It all stays the same. And there's like 1 or 2 animal rights things going on at school, and those really don't get enough attention. The opportunities that exist there are just so many, and we just haven't touched on them yet. And I understand that the service program is really young, but honestly, when the service program is still young, is the best time to come up with new ideas.
What I not only emphasize to the officer but to the whole team is how we should have this relationship also as a team, not only with the students. Because at first, we only started off with 9 people, which is about half the amount of members we have right now. And back then, we weren't really able to interact with each other. And it was only basically the officers doing everything, making all the lesson plan. But just doing like that, we realized that it looked not like a team, but just 9 individuals just going to the orphanage just to volunteer. But as we were able to do more team bonding activities and allow the volunteers to have more voice, an equal voice as the officers, then that was when we were able to make our lesson plan together, and everyone shared their opinions about what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And I think if the relationship is built, then it looks more like a team who's willing to volunteer instead of just random volunteers.